semester 9 in Maths. In that we are going to see the types of set, which is the continuation of your previous class, sets. A set is nothing but the collection of well-defined objects. That is what you learned in your first class. And now this is about the types of sets we have in sets. Okay, before we move into the exercise and the concepts, let's see something new which you have not learned, which will be applying in your future when you attend your competitive exams. Let's see what that is and then come back to this class. Okay, now the main thing for coding and decoding is to know how the alphabets are arranged. And you know that A, B, C, D, that is the number of alphabets is going to be 26. So you can name that as from A as 1 and end with Z as 26. The same way you should know from the back also. That is name Z as 1 and so on till 26. This is one concept which is very important for your decoding and coding. Okay, now we have some 6 to 7 topics under this decoding and coding. But now we are going to see only about letter coding. How the letters are being coded. Okay, for that I have taken an example here. In a certain code, teacher, Teacher, is written as BGCEJGT. So now take the word TEACHER, which is being taken as BGCEJGT. Okay. Now we have to find how it is being coded. So for that, T is taken as what? V. So come to your ABCD here. T is being coded as V. Can you see we have left one and taken V. Same way, E is being taken as G. So E, leaving one, G. Same way, A is C. So A, leaving one, C. And same way, H is denoted as J. H, leaving one J. So obviously, we have skipped one letter and got the code here. Same way, they are asking how was children written in that code. So CHILDREN. Okay, now C. So C, leaving one and write this E. H, leaving one, write J. I, leaving one, write K. L, leaving one, write N. D, leaving one, write F. R, T. E, G. N, P. Leaving one, P. Okay, now which is going to be the exact answer for us? Yes, it is your option D. So option D. Okay, now we have taken one more example. If truth is coded as SUQSTVSUGI. So truth is having only 5 letters here. But see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It is double of it. Okay. Now we are supposed to find the code for false. That is FALSE. So we'll take truth. How was it given? SUQSTVSUGI. And we are supposed to find for false. Okay, now now let's check with the alphabets. So T. So can you see T is present here, and the letters what we have here is SU. So it means, so T is there in the center and we have taken the other two letters. Same way R. If I have taken, I should take QS. U. I should take TV. Can you see QS, SU, TV? And then T again, SU. H, GI. I think now it is easy for you to find for false. F. So F means EG. A is here. So what I should do? I should consider this Z here. Okay. Z and B. And next L, K, M. And then S, R, T. E, D, F. Is it easy now? Now which answer? Yes, it is your option C. So option C. Yes, I hope that method is easy for you and you can apply in your future. Okay, now let's move on with today's topic, that is types of sets. Let's see what is that with the definitions, which again will be following by the problems in exercise 1.2. Okay, now first let's see the types of sets. And types of sets, we have the following sets to be there. The first one is finite set, infinite set, singleton set, empty set or null set, equal set or equality of sets, equivalent sets, subset, proper subset, power set and universal set. So these are the types of sets which we are going to see in detail. First we are going to see about finite set. A set is finite if it contains finite number of elements. What's the meaning of finite? Finite means when you are able to count and say the number of elements in a set, that particular set is called as finite set. Where you are able to count the number of elements in the set and say, that is called as finite set. So you have examples here. The set of days in a week. You know how many days are there in a week? 7. So that is a finite set. A set of students in the class. So you know the strength of the class. So in particular class, if it is 40, you can count and say, yes, it is 40. The set of alphabets in English. So how many alphabets are there in English? 26. So then you are able to count and say the number of elements in the set. That set is called as finite set. The next comes the infinite, the opposite. Okay, the set which contains infinite number of elements is known as infinite set. What's the meaning of infinite number? When you are not able to count and say the number of elements in a particular set, that is called as infinite number. When you are not able to count the numbers. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and goes on. So that is an example of a natural number where we cannot say where it ends. And next I is equal to, they have given ... It means -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3 and ... So it means even there we don't have an end where we cannot say the number of elements present in the particular set. So those type of sets are called as infinite set. Let's see the first concept, cardinal number. Cardinal number of a set A is denoted by n of A. What is the cardinal number? The number of elements in a particular set is what is called as cardinal number. For example, if you have set A 1, 2, 3. So what is the cardinal number of this? 3, because 1, 2, 3. The number of elements in the set. Next, set B is having England, Brazil and Japan. How many elements are present there? 3 again. So we can denote that as n of A equal to 3. N of B is again equal to 3. The number of elements present in a set is called as cardinal number, and that is denoted by n of A. Number of elements in set A. Next we are going to see about empty set. Empty means nothing. So empty, or it is called as null set. We see what is that. A null set has no elements. It is empty. Then the cardinal number is obviously going to be 0. When there is no elements in the set, you cannot write how many elements are there. So in that case, it is going to be an empty set when the cardinal number is 0. So here, a set of fruits with 6 elements. So I can say the cardinal number. Cardinal number is nothing but the number of elements present in the set. What is cardinal number? The number of elements present in the set is called as cardinal number. So cardinal number is 6. What about the set? There is nothing in the set. So this is called as an empty set where the cardinal number is 0. There is only one null set and empty one. So this is a null set where it is an empty one. So here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I can count and say the number of elements is 5. Cardinal number is 5. And here null set 0. The term empty is often called as null. Either it can be called as null set or an empty set. The other name is void set. V-O-I-D. Void set. Okay, next we are going to see singleton set. A set which contains only one element in the set. A set which contains only one element in a set is called as singleton or unit set. So when there is only one there is only one element in a set is called as singleton set. For example, if you see A is equal to 2, where 2 is an element which is present in the set, which we call it as a singleton set. And same way, second example B. B is equal to X. How is our X? X should be more than 4 and less than 6. So which is 5. So 5 is one element in present in the set. So where we call that also as a singleton set. So empty set, no elements. Singleton set, one element. And next we are going to see about two sets together, which is equal and equivalent sets. So first equal. So the word itself says equal. So when it is same. Equal sets are two or more sets having the same elements. When the two sets are having the same elements, okay, that type of sets are called as equal sets. Can you see the example here? Where A is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. B is also 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Where these two sets, set A and set B, are called as equal sets. And next, coming to our equivalent sets. Equivalent sets are two or more sets with same cardinality. Equal sets should have the same elements, but equivalent will have the same cardinal number. Cardinal number means the number of elements in the two sets should be same. So you can see here C 1, 3, 5, 7. How many elements are there? 4. So the cardinal number of the first set, that is C, is 4, and D 9, 11, 13, 15. Even here the cardinal number is 4. So 4 elements, 4 elements. C is having 4 elements, D is also having 4 elements. When they have the cardinal number to be same, those two sets are called as equivalent sets. Equal sets will have the same elements in both the sets. Okay, now we are going to see about the next topic, subsets. So here I have taken two sets. Set A is going to have pound, bike, cow, key and fish. So which we have represented in the green color circle. Which we have put everything in green color circle. And then what we do is we have taken one more set B, which is cow, key and fish, which we have taken inside a red color circle. So can you see that red color circle is present inside the green color circle, where these elements are also present in green. So but we have taken this as one more set, and this is the other set, which is having the elements of B also inside. So we say B is contained inside A. B is contained inside A, which we can call it as B is a subset of A. So when it is contained in something, we call that as a subset. So set B is inside set A. So we say B is a subset of A. And this is how we will be denoting our subset. Subset sign. Okay. Next we are going to see about proper subset. Subset, you know, something is contained in the set. Proper subset. A proper subset, that is A is a proper subset of B if and only if there is elements in A, that is every element in A is present in B and there exists at least one element which is present in B that is not in A. At least one element should be more in our B set. Only then we call that as a proper subset. For example, if we have taken A is 1, 2, 3. A is a subset of B 1, 2, 3. But can you see there is all elements present in the set. So 1, 2, 3, even here also 1, 2, 3. So this I can call as a subset, but not a proper subset. Proper subset, we told that at least one element should be more than the other set. So here if you take 1, 2, 3 is the proper subset of B. 1, 2, 3, 4. So can you see B is having one element more than our A? So that type of set is called as proper subset. So hence A is a proper subset of B. So subset you will have like this and a line below that. The symbol, and below that you will have a line. But whereas for your proper subset you will not have that line. That's the difference between your subset and proper subset. Next comes the universal set. Universal set is a set of all elements under consideration in a given discussion. So if I consider any discussion, the elements whatever you have considered for that particular discussion all together will be present in the universal set. For example, if you see here, I have taken U, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. So this is the universal set. But whereas if you see A, B, C, we have three sets. Three sets, A contains A, B, C, B contains C, D, E, and C contains F, G, H. Where all these elements are present in the universal set, that is what is called as the universal set, which has all the elements whichever we have taken under consideration. So you can see here the Venn diagram. This type of diagram is called as Venn diagram, where we represent by using rectangular shape and circles. So here A, B, C. So you can see A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. All the elements are present in the universal set. But A, B, C is having for the set A and C, D, E is present for set B, where C is present in A and B. That is why we have put that in the center, where it is common for A and B. Whereas C is not having any common elements, that is why it is separately drawn as one circle, where F, G, H. So when all these three sets are present in one set, that set is what is called as universal set. The next one we are going to see about power sets. Okay, power sets. The set of all subsets of the set is called as power set, and it is denoted by P of A. Cardinal number will be denoting by N of A. Power set will be denoting by P of A. P of A is nothing but the power set. What is power set? The set of all subsets is called as power set. Now examples. Set A is AB. I told you that we are going to write the subsets. So for all the power set, we will have null set to be 1, null set to be a subset, and set itself will be one subset. Condition first is null set will be a subset and set itself will be a subset. So you see here, we have the set to have A and B to be two elements. Set A is a subset, set B is a subset. As I already told you, null set is a subset for all the set. And same way, the set itself is a subset. Then A is having 3. So first thing is null. So null and 3 the next element. Then obviously A is not having any elements. But don't write here like that, because we don't have any elements. But you know that always a null set is going to be the subset of it. So null set will be one subset present there. And here we have one element inside. So null set and the set itself. So null set and set itself are going to be the subsets of this. So which we call that as power sets. So how to find the number of elements in a power set? It is by using the formula 2 power m. What is it? 2 power m to find the number of subsets. So what is that m? M is nothing but the number of elements present in a set. For example, if I take this one. So how many elements do we have? 2 elements. So 2 power 2, 4. So 2 power m is the formula I told you. So m is nothing but the number of elements present in the set. The set is having 2 elements. Therefore 2 power 2, which is 4. Am I having 4 subsets here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the formula to find the number of subsets in a set. How to find the number of proper subsets? The number of proper subset 2 power m minus 1. 2 power m minus 1. What is that 1 which is removed from there? It is the set itself. The set itself will not be a subset for the condition of proper subset. When proper subset is considered, the set itself will not be considered as a subset. So that is why we write 2 power m minus 1. Okay, now let's take the first sum in the exercise. Find the cardinal number of the following sets. Okay, what's the meaning of cardinal number? It is just counting the number of elements in the set. Okay, but here P is equal to X, that is P is X, but how was my X given? 3n plus 2, where n belongs to W. You know W means it starts from 0. W is nothing but your whole number which starts from 0. And X should be less than 15. Okay, my X value should be less than 15 and n should be taken from W. So what we will do is, when n is 0, so we will get X is equal to 3 into 0 plus 2. So where I will get my X as 2. And next we will try with n. If it is 1, what will I get? X is equal to 3 into 1 plus 2, which is 3 plus 2, 5. And next number is 2. Very good. So X is 3 into 2 plus 2. 6 plus 2, which is 8. Same way I have to try for n is equal to 3. So which gives X equal to 3 into 3 plus 2, which is 9 plus 2, 11. N equal to 4. X equal to 3 into 4 plus 2, which is 12 plus 2 equal to 14. I am going to stop here. Why should I stop here? In the question they told you that X should be less than 15. So 14. Obviously when I take the next value, it will go beyond your 15. So we are going to stop here. So P is equal to 2, 5, 8, 11, 14. Because P is equal to X. So X values all you will take and write in your set P. So number of elements in P is 5. So this is the cardinal number. Okay, now we'll move on with the next sum. the same cardinal number. Q is equal to Y, where Y is equal to 4 by 3n, where n belongs to capital N. Capital N means natural numbers which starts from 1. And n should be greater than your 2 and less than and equal to your 5. Okay. Now we'll take the values after 2, which is going to be 3, 4 and 5. So these three numbers I have to consider. So what will I write now? Y equal to 4 by 3n. So you know n values are going to be 3, 4 and 5. So what I have taken is, in the place of n we have substituted 3, 4 and 5. So the answers are going to be 4 by 9, 4 by 12. So which when cancelled you will get the answer as 1 by 3 and 4 by 15. This is not needed also because they are asking you to find only the cardinal number. So now you know exactly when I substitute 3 numbers you will get only the cardinal number to be 3. So you can find Q, which is 4 by 9, 1 by 3, 4 by 15. So the cardinal number of Q is 3. Now the next sum is a very easy sum. Identify the following set as finite or infinite. A finite means countable number of elements in a set is called finite set. Infinite, uncountable number of elements in a set is called infinite. Okay, now say me, the set of all districts in Tamil Nadu can be counted or not? Yes, it can be counted. So what type of set it is? It is a finite set. It is a finite set. Okay, moving on with the next. Y is equal to the set of all straight lines passing through a point. So suppose if I have a point and if I draw straight lines like this, how many lines I can draw? I can draw many lines. So what type of set it is? Yes, it is an infinite set. Okay, moving on with the last one. B equal to x. My x value should be taken from x square minus 5x plus 6 equal to 0, where x belongs to capital N. Meaning of capital N is? Yes, it is natural numbers. Okay, they want you to find only the value of x. But here it is given as a quadratic equation. Quadratic equation have learnt in your lower class, that is in 8th. That is x square minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. So now the 6 you will take and divide that into two numbers. That is tree method you have learnt, right? So finding the factors of this. So take the 6, divide into 2, so that when multiplying you should get the answer as 6. When adding or subtracting you should get the answer as 5. So which combination will give me that? Yes, very good. 2 3s are. So 2 3s are 6. 2 and 5 when added will give me 5. But both should take negative sign. So multiplying these two, minus into minus is plus. 2 3s are 6. Minus 2 and minus 3 when you add you will get minus 5. Okay, now you have got the answer of x. Is it so? No, we have got only the factors. So this can be taken and written as x minus 2, x minus 3 equal to 0. So I can say x minus 2 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. So where my x is 2, x is 3. So the type of finding the factors is called as factorization. Okay. And now what are the answers we have got for B? Yes, it is 2, 3. So I can count and write? Yes. It is a finite set. Okay, now move on with the third sum. Which of the following sets are equivalent, unequal, equal? So we have to say whether it is going to be equivalent, unequal or equal. Okay, now they have given you C is equal to 2, 3, 4, 5 and D is given as X. My X should belong to W. W means whole number, where X is greater than 1 and less than 5. So what are the values I'll get for D? Greater than 1. So it starts with 2, 3, 4. Now C is 2, 3, 4, 5. D is 2, 3, 4. Are they equivalent? Meaning of equivalent is cardinal number should be same. So it is not equivalent. Equal? No. We have 3 numbers present in both the sets, but 5 is not present here. So I cannot call this as your equal sets. So obviously both are unequal sets. And right, n of C is equal to 4, n of D is equal to 3, which says n of C is not equal to n of D. Therefore, C and D are unequal sets. Moving to your next one. G is equal to X such that X is a prime number. What number? Prime number. And that should be greater than 3 and less than 23. So what are the prime numbers I will get? Greater than 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19. Any other number? No. Same way, H, what they have given? X. My X is the divisor of 18. So you have to write all the divisors of 18. So starting with 1, it comes in 2 table, 3 table, 6 table, 9 table, 18. Now, by seeing itself, we can say they are not equal sets. Just check with equivalent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see that cardinal number n of G is 6. N of H is also 6. So n of G is equal to n of H, which is 6. So I can say G and H are equivalent sets. Coming to your fourth subdivision is again easy one, finding whether it is null or singleton. Null means there should be no elements in the set. Singleton, it should contain only one element. So A is equal to X. My X belongs to natural numbers. Natural numbers means starting with 1. How is my X? It should be more than 1 and less than 2. So will I have any number more than 1 and less than 2 in natural number? No. So obviously A is empty. Therefore it is a null set. Okay, by seeing your question, obviously you can say it is a singleton set. Don't say it is null. Meaning of 0 is a number. So it is one number present in the set. So we call it as a singleton set. Moving with the next concept. State which pair of sets are disjoint or overlapping. Disjoint means there should be some common, but disjoint there will be no common at all. Okay, overlapping, Yes, it overlaps. It means there should be some common in between them. That's the difference between disjoint and overlapping. Okay, now we'll see. A is F-I-A-S. B is A-N-F-H-S. So can you see some elements are present in both? Yes. So A intersection B. So this intersection means common. So what is common between these two sets? That is A and B. F, A. Yes. So obviously there is something common between both the sets. Therefore, it is disjoint or overlapping? Yes, it is a overlapping set. Therefore, it is an overlapping set. It is an overlapping set. Finally, I can say that it is A and B are overlapping sets. Okay, now moving on with your next sum. C is equal to X such that X is a prime number. That X should be open towards X. It means it is more than this 2. Okay, my X value is more than 2. So obviously you will have more numbers. C is a set of prime numbers more than 2, which means 3, 5, 7 and so on. So it cannot be counted. D. X such that X is an even prime number. What is the only even prime number we have? 2. So is there any common between them? So D, C intersection D, that is common. What is common between A, C and D here? Nothing. It is an empty set. So when this is empty, we can call it is a disjoint set. It is a disjoint set. So it is a disjoint set where we don't have common. So we can say C and D are disjoint sets. Now to the seventh sum. If A is A, comma B, one more set, and both are there in one single set. Write all the subsets of A. So we are going to consider this as a set and find the subsets. Meaning of subset is nothing but the power set. So I can say P of A. So obviously you know that the first one is null set. Null set itself is a subset for any set. Then I can write A, that is the first alphabet, that is the first element has one set, and I can say the second element to be one set. Don't consider this as a set. Now this is inside a set where we should call this as only as an element. And then the last one is the set itself is a subset. Okay, now moving on with eighth sum. Write down the power set of the following sets. Okay, now it's like the previous sum only. Shall we go with the last part what I have taken? E. What is this meaning? Null set. There is no element. So what you will write for power set? What you should write? Only null set. Or I can write this as an empty set like this. That's the answer. Okay? Because we have no elements. So this is only having null set. Okay, now to the next one. P of A. First null and write the elements separately. A is a subset, B is a subset, and then set itself is a subset. Okay, now do the bigger sum in this. See, what we have here is D equal to PQRS. So P of D equal to, what I told you first is very good, null. Null set is an subset, and then P, then Q, and then R, then S. Okay, now I wrote everything single once. Now what you will do is write it as pairs. PQ is a subset, QR is a subset, RS is a subset, PS is a subset, PR is a subset. So can you see how I am writing? PQ, PR, PS. Okay. Then QR, QS is also one subset. And then RS. Can you understand? Take P, club with Q, R, S. So PQ, PS, PR. Take Q, club with R and S. QR, QS. QR, QS. And then RS. So these are the subsets. Is it correct? Shall we stop here? No. We have more subsets than this. That is, 4 elements are there. Now you have to pair it with 3. That is, write 3 elements. PQR is a subset. QRS is a subset. PRS is a subset. PQS is a subset. Anything else I can pair with? No. The last one is PQRS. The set itself is a subset. Okay, how to check whether what you have written is right or wrong? First, 1, 2, 3, 4. Count the number of elements in the set. To find the power set, we have the formula 2 power m. This m is nothing but n of a. So we can write 2 power number of elements. So here how many elements we have? 4. So what is 2 power 4? 16. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we have got all 16 subsets. Likewise for this, 2 power m, 2 power 2, 4. Have I got 4 subsets? Yes. Next, 2 power m, 2 power nothing. So 2 power 0 is 1. So I have got 1 subset. Okay, moving on with the 9th sum. Find the number of subsets and the number of proper subsets of the following sets. Okay, here we have taken a set X. How is our X? X should be like X square. Okay. X should be taken from natural numbers. An X square value should be less than and equal to 100. So we have to write first how many elements are going to be present in X. So let us find the elements of X. X element should be X square. So X square, natural numbers. 1 square is 1. 2 square, 4. 3 square, 9. 16. 25. 6 square, 7 square, 8 square, 9 square, and 10 square. Because they have given you it is equal to 100, so I can include this 100 also. So now count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the number of elements in X is 10. So they want you to find the subsets. In the previous sum I told you a formula, correct? The number of subsets. What is the formula? It is 2 power m. What is this m? Is nothing but the number of elements in the set. So it is 2 power 10. What is 2 power 10? 1024. How did I get 1024? 2 into 2, 4. 2, 8. 2, 16. 2, 32. 2, 64. 2, 128. 2, 256. 2, 512. Into 2. Okay, how I'm saying it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When 10 2s are multiplied, the answer is 1024. Okay, we have got the number of subsets. How to find the number of proper subset? Number of proper subset. Nothing but 2 power m minus 1. What is this 1 which has been removed from the subset? It is the set itself. For your proper subset, the set itself will not be a subset. So that is why we are removing 1 from there. So which is 1024, just now you got, remove 1 from there. So this is the number of proper subsets which we have for the particular set. And now moving on with the last sum. If n of a is equal to 4, find n of p of a. That is, the number of elements in a set is given as 4. But they want you to find the number of elements which you have in the power set. So how to find that? You know the formula. P of a is equal to 2 power m. M is nothing but the number of elements in the set. So it is 2 power 4. So 2 into 2, 4. Into 2, 8. Into 2, 16. So the answer is 16. Okay. Now moving on with the next model. Here they have given the number of elements in the power set is 256. But they want you to find the number of elements in the set. That is the cardinal number. So n of p of a is 256. Do you know what is n of p of a formula? Just now we wrote even here also, which is 2 power m. 256. Now, how to write this 256 as 2 power some number? Shall we just try here? How many 2s is going to give me 256? 2 2s are 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. Okay, now how many 2s we used to get this 256? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 power m is equal to 2 power 8. Can you see the bases are same? It means the powers are also going to be same, that is equal. So m is 8. It means n of a is also equal to 8. We'll just have a small and quick recap of what we had in today's class. The first one is about the types of sets. Types of sets we had finite. Finite is the countable number of elements. Infinite, the uncountable number of elements. And cardinal number, the number of elements present in the set. And equal sets, where the elements in both the sets should be equal. Equivalent, where the number of elements, that is the cardinality of two sets, if it is equal, we call it as equivalent sets. And subset, if any element, if any set is contained in the other set, we call that as subset of the particular set. And the power set. Power set is the set of all subsets in a set. The formula for finding a power set is 2 power m. Formula for finding a proper subset 2 power m minus 1. And then we have universal set. Universal set is a set which contains all the elements which we have taken under consideration. I hope all these concepts would have been easy and understood. We'll see in the next class. Thank you, children.